So that's a very good sign. Then you get scared out of your pants the next candle because you're like, oh no, we pushed down and now we got sucked back up. You're like, ah, right? But then it ends up going down. So yeah, good combination there. All right, so let's go down to 24. Let's go down to a 15-minute chart, more day trading action, see what this looks like. Going forward, what I would say is this. Wait for the fresh break, right? We know that we have a projection level that's a little bit lower, right? Conservative one would be about right here. More aggressive one would be about right there. We can add to that some Fibonacci influence, perhaps. I can take my Fibonacci extension tool, drag it from my most recent swing high to swing low down here, this last extension, and back up. We have some Fibonacci influence a little bit below that first level, 141.20s with our 127 extension. We're not really gonna have anything at the second level, although we have a 1618 a little bit lower in this zone. We'll bring volume back on again. What else can I use to help measure and project targets? I don't want to do all the work for you. What else can I use here? Yep, AB equals CD. Well done, Sean. Yep. So Fibonacci, AB equals CD pattern, right? Equal measure move, so swing high to swing low. I'm going to copy and paste that. Excuse me. That's my A to B. My B to C is this retracement. CD completion puts you right at that second level, right? Anything else I can use here, guys? I used one already. I didn't use the other one. What are two more things I can use? Two things I can use. Volume, yep, we did that already, and we can bring it back on. We knew that the spike was down here. Let's see if that confirms that. Yeah, the spike is a little bit lower, actually right at the 1618. So if you did want to sneak a little bit more profit out of here, you could look for a run down there. Although I would say this, keep in mind we do have the 141 even handle. So psychological number is right at that green line, which I didn't even pay attention to. I'm just that good. I do it by accident. So maybe that's a little bit greedy there. Fibonacci extension, right? Fibonacci extension from our swing low to our swing high here and see if there's anything that lines up. And you've got a 618 right at the 127 and 786 at the lower one. So I think your best shot is, again, between these two levels, this conservative level up here and then this 141 even handle right there if you're looking for a continuation lower. So again, obviously Cody's involved already. Cody got involved up here. The second chance entry was up here, right? You can see these things, especially as a day trader, give you multiple chances. The third chance would be looking for a fresh break of this level, another pullback, and hopefully one more opportunity to trade it down to that level. One thing you can also do is go down to a range bar chart. This is the Loonie, dollar Canada. We're going to go to a 13 range bar. And Cody said he's looking at 141 even. I think that's a good number, yeah. 13 range, which is really 130 range. And this may give you a clearer picture, right? Because you get some smoother ebbs and flows, right? So we know the level that we're looking for, 141 even, is the main level. This 13 range would be equivalent of that 15-minute chart, so you can look for the same break. Or if you want to go one time frame lower, you can go down to, again, I like sticking to fib numbers, you can go down to an 8 range and just see if this gives you a quicker or earlier signal where you can look for, again, violation, pullback, and a chance to continue lower. Welcome to the world of day trading. Now, another thing that, well, lower time frames in general, if you're going to actively manage your trades. So let's take a look at this real quick. Cody entered, if I remember correctly, I'm going to go down to the range bar charts. Cody entered right here at the lower low, lower close. So right at 142.28. So let's go down to a range bar chart and let's just look at 142. Was that right? 142.28? 142.28, yeah. So let's look and see where that's at. I'm just curious here. 142.28. It's going to be hard to kind of see where he entered on the range bar chart. But let's say his stop loss was, I think it was initially above that candle. I'm not going to speak for Cody. He just left. Or no, he's still here. Did you manage it at all, Cody? Actively manage your stops? I think you mentioned earlier. Did you roll your stops? Because you can see as we create structure, right? And I personally do that structure, but there's many different ways. As we create new structure lows, and this is how I manage them, that stop, which is initially right up here, which if we measure it out, again, let's do a short position. And again, we're not going to see what that candle looked like on the chart, but it was somewhere around here, right? And he's looking for 141, like that. As we create these levels of structure, this is where active trade management comes in handy, where, well, now we can get it above this level of structure. If we create a new one, then all of a sudden that stop loss is above, above this level of structure, where it's break even or maybe even a little bit in profit. So that's how you can, as price is going in your direction, as your trade is proving you to be right, you're reducing your risk. So you put yourself in a situation where you can't possibly lose anything. And then hopefully you're able to manage your stops in a position where even if you lose, you win. And psychologically, that has a massive effect, right? Imagine the difference between, being in a trade where it's like, I can lose this much, versus your worst case scenario is like, yeah, I can win a lot or I can win a little. Like, it's a freebie. It's the difference between taking a penalty kick in the European finals, right? The Euro finals, when your team is down by 1 versus taking a penalty kick in the Euro finals when your team is up by 6. One has more pressure than the other. Before we take our first break, best way to put it, greatest, it's like it's a weight off your shoulders. Yep. Cody says best way, greatest feeling when stops. It's a weight off your shoulders. Because the biggest fear, right? Many of us get mad about not winning, but the biggest fear is losing. Right? Would you guys agree with that? Like, you don't want to lose money. Is that the biggest fear before you ever take a trade? I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. It's probably the biggest fear for a lot of you guys. And we know that most of our mistakes are caused by those fears. Greed as well, but on this, we're talking about the fear side right now. So if we can put ourselves in a position where we can eliminate the biggest fear, we're more likely to do the things that we're supposed to do. And magically, when we're more likely, when we do more of the things that we're supposed to do, we get more of the results that we're supposed to see, right? Remember belief, action, results, right? The more belief you have, the more right actions you take. The more right actions you take, the more good results you get. The more good results you get, the more your belief grows. Well, if you take more of the right actions, then you start getting more of the right results and you start getting confident and you're like, hey, wait a minute, I believe in myself a little bit more. And you start doing even more of the right things. And then you get more of the right results. And then it's a cycle of success. And boom, you've got it started. So if we can put ourselves in a position where we're less likely to make mistakes, that's a positive for our trading. If we can put ourselves in a position where we can eliminate fear, therefore causing us to make less mistakes, that's a positive for our trading. So
I want to be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display.